How do you write a 5-star personal manifesto? How do you become your best self? That might just be the most important question you could ever ask yourself. I've been studying these questions for over 13 years. I've collected and created hundreds of manifestos to find out what works and what doesn't. The good news is Benjamin Franklin gave us both answers way back in 1726. Yep, that's 300 years ago. And he was only 20 years old when he did it. Today, I'll show you how he did this. Best of all, I'll show you how he did it in 3 simple steps. Previously, I rated Benjamin Franklin's personal manifestos 5 stars out of 5. But I wasn't loving his words. Many of them were old-fashioned. It's how he went about it that mattered most. And this is the bit you can copy to become your best self. What's the best way to write a personal manifesto? Defining your values or virtues is the easiest way to create a personal manifesto. They're powerful in their own right, but the real claim to fame here is they're also the foundation for all the other types of manifestos that you might want to create. That's why they're the best choice and scored 5 stars out of 5. So how did Benjamin Franklin write his personal manifesto? When Ben was 20 years old, he didn't think he was getting the best out of himself. He drank too much, ate too much, talked about himself too much, spent too much time on social media, spent too much money, and he didn't finish all of his goals. I can relate to that. To overcome these flaws, Franklin identified 13 virtues or values or behaviours that he could practice to improve himself. He picked 13 so he could practice each one for a week at a time, and then he could repeat the process 4 times to make up a full year. To write your personal manifesto like Benjamin Franklin, first you need to create a list of potential values, and there are 2 ways to do this. You can do what Ben did and look for qualities that you don't have, or you can look for qualities that define who you want to become. To spark some ideas, here's a list of possible values. Scan the list and pick the ones that appeal to you. And feel free to add other words that inspire you. Next, you want to cut your list down to a manageable size. Franklin had 13 values, but I think that's way too many for us mere mortals. Having too many values is like having too many clothes in your cupboard. It just makes it too hard to pick and choose what to focus on. I'd aim for between 3 and 5. The good news is there's no right answers here. You get to choose what works. And if you change your mind later to change your values, that's okay too. The final step is to personalize your values. You want to define them so they have meaning for you, and you also want to be able to turn them into actions so you know when you're doing them or not. Lots of people like music, but we all have different tastes. And lots of people have the same values, but they mean different things to different people. You have to define what they mean to you. Go through your 3 to 5 values and write down a definition for each one. Also, write down some examples of how you might live that value. We want to turn it from an abstract thing into a practical thing that you can focus on and do each day. That's it. That was easy, wasn't it? Now you have a 5-star personal manifesto like Benjamin Franklin. Next, all you need to do is pick one value to focus on each day. Add a comment down below and let me know which value you're focusing on today. And if you want to learn more about how to be the best you, then watch this video next.